Good evening. Now it is the second weekend of the year. This marks the second edition of Trendz Live. Listen, allow me to welcome you to 2024. Barre 2020 for me, 2020 forward. But one thing for sure, let's make this a good year, shall we? I'm your host, So Masike, here to bring you all things lifestyle and entertainment. Now be sure to follow us on X, is at Trendz on SABC. Reporting to you live from the SABC studios in Auckland Park. Let's say together, welcome to Trendz Live. Now, we learned about a new fitness workout called Barre, and believe me, it means something totally different from what the name suggests. It is a popular fitness trend, especially for women who take inspiration from ballet.
New year, and you said fitness is one of your goals, right? We are here as Trendz to make you fulfill that dream of getting a new body. 2024, we are definitely working out. We are about to do a bar workout. If you want to know about it, stay with us. We are about to show you. Let's move those muscles.
I've been training for 20 years already, and I do various training in the gym, Pilates, and of course I absolutely love my bar classes.
Yes, we are here today to talk about the bar workout. What is it exactly?
Bar is a mixture of Pilates, yoga, a little bit of inspiration from ballet or dance. It's not very strict ballet. So it's a very fun workout for women, just working on different parts of the body, working a full body workout, really getting the blood flowing and sweating out all the toxins and stuff. It's really good for you.
Okay, I understand that it all incorporates the ballet technique, dancing. It also has like Pilates, as you mentioned, and yoga. What is the difference between, let's say, a bar and a Pilates class?
So with Barre is full body. We break the class down into different sections. So you'll get a nice warm up. So it's more like a flow workout. Then you'll start working legs and arms, upper body, biceps, triceps, back, chest. So you'll get a full flow into it, and it's quite fast moving. Where Pilates is more movement through holding and isolation. So you're working through different body parts at the same time. And then with yoga holds poses a lot more. So you're holding that movement. Where Barre is just a lot more flow, a lot more movement, and it goes from one movement into the other movement straight away. So it's actually 1 hour of non-stop beautiful work into your body.
The benefits of this bar workout, what is it?
Benefits are you get more energy, you feel so much better. If you have any joint problems, it gets you work through any osteoarthritis, pain in lower back pain, it strengthens your core. Weight loss is absolutely amazing. We focus on the different parts, the arms, the bum and the stomach. That's the part we all need to work on. So that's really, really, really good. And we work on elongating and lengthening the muscles. So you feel like you're taller, you're longer. Absolutely amazing. You have to try it.
Yes. So how long does it take for me to see all these benefits you're talking about?
Good question. So Asana, I'm going to challenge you today, and I'm going to say to do 10 sessions and you will start to feel better. You'll do 15 sessions, you'll start to look better. In 20 sessions, people will start to see the difference in you already.
So for a bar workout and the mental health, in that aspect, how does it help?
Coming to the classes, you meet so many different people. So you're making new friends. You're coming here, you're laughing, you're forgetting about all your problems. You come, you walk through the door, you're so excited to see everyone. There's nice, happy music going on in the background. Everyone is super excited to train. You just forget about your trouble, but not only that, you start to feel better, you start to look better. So you become more positive in your daily life, in your daily routines that you do, and you get more energy as you go through the day.
So I think what's important is to start slow. I think that the energy of the class, the energy of women will carry you through your first class. But we use a lot of props, a lot of equipment. It's all lightweights. So you won't get injured, but I like to say to beginners, start off with no equipment. Don't even use the little weights. Just come, enjoy the vibe, get a sense of the energy, enjoy yourself, enjoy the music, enjoy moving your body, and be consistent. Keep coming back, even if you find it tough. And then slowly you introduce slightly heavier weights, you do things a little bit more difficult, but consistency is key. And find something you love. And most women love bar because there's just a great energy between women. The women don't feel self-conscious.
Just take us through what we saw today with the training that you gave us, the session. What did we do?
There are certain techniques that ballerinas use that strengthen their bodies. So we draw from those techniques to create strength, but you don't have to have any kind of rhythm or any kind of, it's just building strength.
How long does a typical session last?
So we do at our classes, we do an express class, which is 45 minutes, and the rest of the classes are an hour.
Oh, okay.
So if you've got a little bit less time, you do an express class. So it's the same thing. We work the same body parts. We do a similar workout each time, although every time it's different, which makes it exciting. We just condense it into 45 minutes. So for the ladies that are a little bit pushed for time, they can finish their workout 15 minutes earlier.
In all honesty, as we wrap up, does it get better with time?
It definitely gets better with time because you get stronger. If you're consistent, like any exercise, you get stronger. So what happens when you get stronger is that you start pushing yourself a little bit more. So it still feels hard because you're still going to want a great workout, otherwise you get bored and you don't come back. So it doesn't get easier, but you get stronger.
Now, for the past several years, digital streaming platform Spotify has created a yearly rap compilation that uses your personal algorithm to figure out what your favorite songs that you have played throughout the apps are. Now, late last year, they hosted a mother of all parties that had Matlera Topoy, Aries, Calvin Momo, to mention a few, that were performing on the night, and our producer, Silepe Maifadi, was out there to find out what the streets are actually listening to. Let's go have a look.
We're celebrating best hits of 2023. What's at the top of your list?
Top of my list, Rema was on top, Ashake, Aries, Nasty C.
What's on your list? What are you listening to?
My number one has to be Tyler, Butterflies. The girl is representing South Africa and I love it for her.
What is your Spotify Wrapped list saying? Who's at the top of the charts?
Oh my goodness, I don't have. I'm one of those random hunts. I'm a shuffler. I'm always looking out for music. I'm always looking out for the most diverse, the most fresh, the most original. So I don't have an algorithm. I am my algorithm.
Wow.
Top of my list was Blackie, AKA was number one, then it was Drake, and then it was Blackie. So mostly hip hop, and I'm proud 2 of them were SA hip hop.
Someone was saying that they really wanted to experience how Mass Country was going to be if AK actually rolled it out himself, you know?
Yo, I think that's one of the saddest moments for SA, not being able to see him perform it live and see how he would put it on stage for us also. I think we were robbed of that moment, as they say, but it is what it is, man. RIP Super Mega.
On your list, what's at the top?
King of Amapiano. Kabza the Small, aka Papta Mangani. He's the best producer, composer, everything. I feel like Kabza is on top of his game. Since he's also tapping into other genres and everything, so top notch.
Number one top on my list is Tiger BMT and Drake and T.I. and Lil Wayne.
Okay, who's Tiger BMT?
Tiger BMT is me, myself, and I.
You're at the top of your own list.
I'm the top of my own list because I listen to myself more so I can make sure that I upgrade on my music and I can make sure I work on what I need to work on.
At the top of my list is Party Next Door. I'm a 1%, top 1% listener. So yeah, I'm very proud of that.
What would you say is your most viral moment that you've seen take place in South Africa or the world in 2023 that you feel broke the internet?
Probably it's
2 albums released at the same time with Nasty and Casper. I think they really brought back hip hop.
Shout out to A-Reese, bro. A-Reese really does his thing, yeah, bro. People don't talk about A-Reese too much, but I mean, his fans have him like no other fan base. I don't know if you know about the Slimes, but I mean, they are strong fans, and I feel like in terms of entertainment, Reese has been doing his thing this year, especially with P2, the big-hearted bad guy. A-Reese definitely for me.
I feel like it's Kelvin Momo by looking at the Spotify numbers. Kelvin Momo's album, he just dropped it, but it's already on like top 9 albums of 2023. So I feel like that's a big achievement, really.
My girl Tyler, I'm definitely gonna go for Tyler. Water was such a hit. I love the fact that she also got an international feature with Travis Scott, so the girl is doing things.
How do you feel about South Africans going international in the way that they are?
I like it, bro. A lot of people are like against Amapiano going, global and stuff. I like it, honestly. Like our craft is, it's expanding to, places that we would have never imagined it going to.
Let's talk viral moments. Who do you think is at the top? Who's made the biggest impact?
Waffles, Coachella, Tyler, SNL, that water challenge everywhere, and who else? Scorpion Kings. They've also been doing the most. Major League. Oh, Scorpion Kings in Major League. They put my piano on the map.
The one thing about Kabza, what I've seen, he can make any music with any genre and collaborate with any artist. To name a few, you said about Drake, even Maskandi, Kuzani, all those guys. Oh, hip hop also, Questa, they've got an album, the hip hop album. So I feel like Kabza is like multi-talented. There's nothing that you can't do, that guy.
Are you guys as woke as we are about Amapiano in Atlanta?
We just find out about Amapiano. Okay. So far it's getting there. Okay. So we just gotta push it hard. As long as we push it hard, it's definitely gonna make it to the top, just like Afro music did.
I feel like it's Amapiano to the world. Like we're gonna take over the world with Amapiano.
That's right. Asbonge.
Danko.
Asbonge indeed. Now, earlier this week, it was announced that South African music icon Black Coffee was involved in what is said to be a severe accident on a flight while he was traveling to Mar del Plata, and he's receiving the best possible medical attention. From us at Trendz Live, we wish you a speedy recovery. Our prayers are with you. Be sure to get well soon, legend. We miss you to get back on stage. Now, after the break, we talk to our panel, which is our TikTok stars. We love them, we adore them, we follow them. That's Thakgi and Nombulelo Fox to come talk about the song of the year. Which ones were we dancing to? Remember that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? And then if it's Ena, we'll be talking to them just after the break. Be sure to keep it tuned to Trendz Live. Now, Mzansi, we are a nation of dancing, of music, and all the dance moves. Have you seen us dance on TikTok? Listen, what JV are Mzansi? Now, many stations across South Africa had different opinions about Mzansi's 2023 Song of the Year. Now, for several years, the largest station in the country, Ukhozi FM, has had different songs of the year in which people were not even aspiring it because it's not made sure. Now, well, it's no different for 2023, and we want to chat more on this. Now, on the last show of 2023, we had on the show Nombulelo Fox and Thakgi with us to recap the entertainment highlights of the year, which we also had a predictive moment to see are we wrong or are we right. And let me tell you, hey, we were all wrong. None of us got it right on what the song of the year would be. Now they're here again with me in studio just to unpack more on this. Happy New Year. Happy
New Year, man.
Compliments of the New Year. Are you good, Nombulelo?
I am good, yeah. Yes. I literally had a great start to the year despite the whole controversy regarding Song of the Year.
So clearly it was not a good start.
Depending on how you want to look at it. But yeah, no, I had a great start to the year.
I want to start with you, Ne. What is Song of the Year, actually? When you talk about Song of the Year, Skul Mangani.
Yo, sikhuluma ngengoma that got South Africans to stand and dance. You go to a club, you go to Mqimbi, you go to wherever. And that's a song that we often just hear everywhere we go. However, there's been, you know, obviously a whole lot of debate that's been happening for the past couple of years about which song actually deserves to be Song of the Year. We've seen it with, you know, DJs that we've never even heard of. And then, Song of the Year, nai. But I think, something needs to be done about it. Something needs to be done about it.
Thakgi, what's up? I've always heard on the socials people saying that no, Momazanti, we are just pressing and talking on the social media, but we're not voting. Because now Iplani was the leading song on everyone's lips. We were all expecting Iplani, you know, but then now the results were different because plus 900,000 votes, you know, for the song on Kozi FM. Would you say that the voting system here too is right?
I mean, the voting was well done. Big ups to Kuzani for winning Song of the Year. He almost had like a million votes, bro. And in the second song, which was, what is this, Paris by Ron Luguli and the other person, he beat that by 250,000 votes. So that speaks volumes, you know. He has a very solid and a very loyal fan base. So I gotta give it to him, man. And I feel like for us to have like a Song of the Year for the country, we really need to abolish the voting system and just go by streams, you know, the club bangers, the sales, you know, the love of the song, man, what it's done and stuff like that. If we actually want to have one song that's like a song of the country for the whole country for the year, we need to abolish that whole voting system because it's a bit unfair. We had a different song in Limpopo, we had a different song in KZN, we had a different song in Metro and stuff like that, which is, so we have songs of the year and not song of the year. Do you understand me? Doesn't make sense.
Putting into thought what Thakgi has just given, especially now the part of loyalty in Nombulelo, would you say Song of the Year must be considered either by it being the song that has been making us dance for months throughout the year, or is it because it's the latest one that has been released and it's a banger?
So I think to be a lot more fair, it has to consider songs value from January up until December. And I think with what happened now, it considers Ingoma Yesama basically. So from like September right through to December, which isn't necessarily unfair considering how we've had so many bangers. I mean, we were just speaking before, you know, the interview about how Tyler ICU's Mnige it went global, right? That was a big song on its own, but the fact that it wasn't even considered in like the top 5 of some of the radio stations around the country was also a bit disappointing. So I think in that, you know, to Thakgi's point, we need to just abolish maybe the voting system and look at the different ways. So looking at streams, looking at this, and so on as just a consideration to include everyone else that has released all these songs over the year. So,
Hey! It's not big show. We must have one song for 2024, right? So now that you've said that, and you've given us a list, right? And you also mentioned that we have songs of the year. How do we make the entire country to have one song of the year in which we can all agree to? How do we amend that voting system?
I'm in KZN, bro. There's no way a Pedi song is going to be my song of the year.
Well,
do you understand me?
It's not impossible.
I'm in Limpopo. There's no way I'll have a Maskandi song as like a song of the year. You understand me? So and this might bring up a bit of, you know, tribalism. Everybody has their own thing. You know, Maskandi is so big in KZN, and it's only big that side, and parts of Joburg, like Gori Taxi Ranking, Taxi Driver and stuff like that. And in Limpopo, we have our own genre. Like all the radio stations in Limpopo had Kineilwe by Master KG and Ngwasazana Daughter as the song of the year, right? And then the other radio stations, like the common ones, like your Metros, you know, the basic like Radio 2000s, that have like, you know, Iplani, which is what everybody expected, right? And then in the Makayas, we had Ukozi FM, which had the only song that we didn't even know of, which is Umjolo. I forgot about it just now. You know,
I like how he's including us. We didn't know of.
We had Umjolo, right? So I mean, we're so diverse as a country, and we're so different in terms of culture, language, and stuff like that. So we'll always have our differences. It's so difficult for us to like come together and just be as one, right? But to kill all of that, and I say again, let's just follow streams. What's been making us dance throughout the year. Let's have a collective Apple Music, Spotify, all the data, all the voting from radio stations, and we just have one song of the year. There was times where we have like one song of the year by our DJ's Boo, like Lady Drain and stuff like that. It'll be like a song of the year. Would know that this is like the song of the year.
Song.
Now we have 20 songs of the year.
Which doesn't
Do you understand
sense.
me? Which doesn't make any sense.
So I'm releasing a song next day. You better vote for me.
If it's great, we'll definitely vote. But I think just to add to that, it also kind of questions individuals like your Tyler, right, who released Water. She's done well globally with that song. So it's like, where do you put that individual, especially considering that, okay, now she's got a global audience. Are we taking into consideration that as well, and just the impact that the song has had? It's a debatable conversation, especially considering that we, I think, as a country, are very much, we have the whole indigenous, stations which appeal to different cultural groups. And I think that's the one thing that is still a challenge in getting everyone to actually agree on a particular song. So I don't know if a system needs to just be created for everyone to just be like, okay, cool, nominate your favorite song, let's look at the numbers and then consolidate just the list. Yabana, the same way that they do like your top 10 MC list or whatever the case is, right, for the year. I feel like the same needs to be done for all the songs, but it's, inzima.
No, but then it's not inzima, because I think it's very important and fair for me to ask this, considering that you made an example of Tyler, right?
Yeah.
Make me water. Yes. I'm thinking, imagine in G, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come on, make me water. Would you ever say that hip-hop will ever make song? Because I'm thinking my grandmother and all of the aunties got that room and then Make Me Water comes in. Would you say, Thakgi, that hip-hop would ever make Song of the Year?
It should. It can. There's potential for it. We still have the SDCs, the Caspania Vs of South Africa, which are doing extremely amazing work. Man. I do believe so. We don't need a Van Eyck song to be Song of the Year. We can still have a Make Me Water, which is a global hit. That can still be Song of the Year in South Africa. But it's not necessarily about Van Eyck.
But also, to be fair, a lot of hip-hop artists don't necessarily, now in this day and age, don't necessarily create like party bangers. And I think for South Africa, our culture has always been like party bangers, funumnandi, and I think that's what resonates with us a lot. And that's probably the reason why a lot of hip-hop artists are somewhat struggling to even get their music into lists like Song of the Year, because it's like, Sharp, you've released a song, it was great, but is it something that I can dance to? Is it something that I can play? And then your aunt comes up to you and then King is
I think it's important for me to sing along to that song, because there's a lot of them.
But the thing is, we forget too quickly as a country. That's our thing. We forgot so quickly about Umni. We forgot about it. It was like a global hit, right? And we've forgotten about songs like Dr. Beleza. Do you understand? That was a sing-along. Mama Made It. Those are songs that could have been songs of the year. Do you understand me? But we've forgotten so quickly because of this Amapiano overshadow.
So, as being social media people, and I think we've all, established our brand and our mark on TikTok, right? One of the apps in which we see famous songs come out from dance challenges and everything. I'll start with you, Nombulelo. Would you say that it's important for an artist to first release on TikTok, have like that TikTok dance challenge thing, for it to hit the mark for the song to be Song of the Year?
That's debatable, because I also think it depends on who your audience is. If you're going for a very much youth market, then yes, TikTok is a great platform to be a testing ground for your music. You see it with a lot of DJs and so on. But if your audience is slightly older, like then it's not a good platform. And I think that's what some of these artists and their teams need to also understand, that anything that you end up sharing on TikTok might not actually make it as a dance challenge, as a sing-along, because maybe your market isn't necessarily there. But I think that's the reason why Amapiano has done so well, because there's the sing-alongs, there's the dance challenges, that just makes sense. It's very vibey. You don't tend to overthink when you listen to Amapiano, right? And I think that's why it's been so successful on social media, but also even the age, and looking at where Amapiano also came in, Sharp, it was something that, was always there, but now that it's been commercialized, and the fact that you've got this rise of TikTok, it just makes more sense compared to a lot of genres. For instance, you wouldn't see gospel Gakulu on TikTok. I mean, you do, but not to the same impact that Amapiano has on the platform.
Thakgi, your take on this?
Amapiano has a great impact on TikTok, dance challenges and stuff like that, but they're not songs of the year. Song of the year in Okozo, even the biggest station in South Africa is Umjolo. Do you understand me? And it got 1 million votes. And let me tell you guys, Kuzani is not even on TikTok. He doesn't have dance challenges, he doesn't have, but he's selling USBs, he's still selling CDs. Which artist do you know in South Africa that's still selling CDs? So it's loyalty, like the love for the genre, the love for the artist, the work that he's putting in, the understanding, they relate to him so much. Do you understand me? So this song here Didn't need the hype. It just needed loyalty and the social fan base. The people of KZN. You know what I'm saying? That's what's important, honestly, at the end of the day. Like, hype doesn't really matter. It's just think for now and then you're failure.
So, Nombulelo, wena, according to you, Kakadi 31, Kat 12, what song was it for you for the song of the year? What was your choice?
It was Iplani.
Oh, you didn't change?
I didn't change. I didn't change because also I was like, guys, I feel like everywhere you go, it was a song. But yeah, I think for me that was my decision. But then after reading through, you know, people's message, I realized, yeah, this whole song of the year thing needs to definitely be amended, Kangani.
And is Ambulance still song of the year?
Yeah, man, this song was Ambulance, right?
Oh, you're changing now.
No, it was awesome. But when I got to Limpopo and I realized the love they had for Kinedwe, Master KG, because I went home, I think on the 27th, and it was just played everywhere by taxis, at the rank, people, like in households and stuff like that. I was like, oh, this is probably going to be song of the year. Then it did win on top of like FM, Capricorn, and other stations in Limpopo.
And it's funny, this Kinelo song, I heard it for the very first time when I went to Mafikeng. I'm going to Kinelo, and I'm thinking to myself, what on earth is Kinelo, right? So with that statement of me hearing that song for the very first time, and I don't go and vote, do you think it's fair for me to cry? Because I think, you remember when Jololo was announced, people were not happy, right? So some of them even screamed, Iplan. Would you say that I then have the right to say, Mara, this is not the song that I chose, yet I did not vote?
No, but the thing is, I have a right to complain because I've been streaming Iplan. It's been my TikTok song. I've been making it trend on TikTok. I've been using it under my sounds. I've been dancing to it. So obviously I've been pushing the song in a way. So I have a right to complain. Even though I didn't vote, I just know that it deserves to be Song of the Year. Hence I'm saying demolish the voting system for Song of the Year. Use platforms.
Something you wanted to say there was very hot like a heat hole.
Something literally just triggered me now. And I think the reason why also, apart from Ukhozi FM being the largest station, right, in the country, it's the fact that voting systems are very different depending on where you stay, right? So KZN is very much dominated by radio and your traditional mediums compared to when you move to your Western Capes and your Gautengs, we're very much social media led. And I think that's why there needs to be a balance between your radio and television as well as your social media and like the streaming numbers, because it wouldn't be fair if you told people, oh, vote on social media on a particular platform. Meanwhile, abantu basemakhaya who listen to Ukhozi FM don't have access to that.
Yeah, but
so
what I'm saying is, don't make it per station, make it national.
Yes,
so like FM brings the votes, Ukhozi, wherever, and then we have a song of the year.
No, true.
That's just going to balance everything out.
With everything being national and also having Song of the Year, right, we've seen a fusion of gospel and amapiano becoming a trend. Oscar Mbo, Kabza the Small. Would you say that we are leaning more onto that 2024? Because remember earlier on you said that it's very rare to see your gospel on TikTok and trending and everything. So then, but we sing fusions very,
Mitandas.
I think it's more in the lyrics than it is getting like a Rebecca Malube on an Oscar Mbo track.
But it's something for our parents as well. Imagine them hearing gospel.
We've always been religious, man. We've always been for Jozi, whether Christianity, whatever religion, and we've always praised it for our success. So they're just putting, they sing the praises, they're thanking their ancestors, whatever, the spirits and stuff like that for the positions that they're in right now. So that it needs to be inclusive. It needs to be included. Religion is there to give hope. So it needs to be in the music as well.
Because I'm thinking me going to the beat, to the bass drop, and then my mother singing the gospel lyrics on the side. I think the time room is...
I mean, have you seen people when they start singing? I think, what song was it? I think it was Nana Tula by Kabza. The lyrics themselves, when you got to events, people would cry while singing along to those songs. And I think that's a nice way of obviously making songs a lot more inclusive.
So then quickly, just in closing, I'll start with you, Thakgi. I know it's too early in the year, but then just give me one prediction in that you think this song might actually make it to the end.
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
That may make it to the end.
To the end. Basically, that banger song.
What's been released so far? Wow.
You know what I think? I think there's this other kid that I've discovered, Sushi B. He's given us beautiful music. Shakespeare, 7 Dylan, Jack Daniel. I think we should check out for that kid, eh? He's quite amazing. Please look him up.
I'll definitely look him up. There's nothing I can think of at the moment.
It's still a bit early.
But I think we're going to push with Imitandazo by Kabza and the youngsters. I think we're going to
Why not mentioning plan?
No, plan is out. It's out of the equation for now. It's definitely out.
Are we cancelling
It's like Monique. We're done with it, you know. But I think Imitandazo will probably take us
on. Why do you keep saying we?
As yourself.
Where can you find you on social media, Nombulelo?
So you guys can find me on TikTok at @u_Nombulelo, as well as on Instagram and TikTok. Not as much on TikTok, but definitely not on Twitter, but on TikTok.
And you, Thakgi?
You guys can find me at Thakgi Boss Humans on all platforms, social media, well, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Thakgi Boss Humans.
You see, Papa, you do social media. I didn't know you know where you can find me, right? Please don't act all fresh. That was Thakgi and Nombulelo to come talk to us a bit about the entertainment highlights, you know, to unpack for the Song of the Year 2023. Maybe they'll be back again for the 2024 songs, and maybe we'll be right by then, maybe. Stay tuned to Trendz Live. Welcome back. You're still tuned in to Trendz Live, and we know that we are all about talent. And listen, from here, you're just going to be mind blown. Trust me on this one. Now, Cape Town-based Browns foundry owner and sculpture artist Marco Olivier is winning in the global art scene. Now, he has recently won big in the art awards in 2023, and clearly 2024 also seems to be looking a bit brighter for him. He's here with me in studio to talk to us about all this global domination he is going across the borders. Miniat, welcome to Trendz Live.
Thank you very much for having me.
Compliments of the new year.
Thank you so much.
Right, so let's start here. You being in Johannesburg, what's that all about? What can we expect? What's going on?
I came up for the interview to Johannesburg, and I met with the mayor of Gauteng.
Yeah.
We're going to do a rollout in some public installations, so you know, I'm very excited about it.
So I just want us to go back to your childhood days, you know, back in which you were starting the dream and you were starting the vision. Would you say, or rather, what led to you getting into this craft?
Well, we realized at a young age that that creativity is your calling.
Yeah.
And if we look around us and we see we live on an amazing planet with amazing people, and that in itself speaks. So then again, God gives us, He leaves us some clues, and some of the clues are the Fibonacci ratio. And if you look around you, so obviously there's an attractional force to it.
Yeah.
And we'll find ourselves in different industries and walking different roads of life, but that calling will always be there.
Yeah.
Because you know, the calling's bigger than you. So ultimately it will channel you to where you need to be.
Sure. And then speaking of your channel from your childhood, I know that from the beginning, you were using plastic materials to create your artwork. But then, for lack of a better word, it was sort of an evolution from plastic to aluminium, right? How has that grown throughout you creating sculpture?
Well, I used all the different mediums. I used obviously blacksmith work. We did a lot of blacksmith work that teaches you a craft. I studied aircraft engineering, and that in itself teaches you how to use all the different machinery and tools and equipment. So you become used to these different mediums to work with, and you know, art is about learning how to manipulate these materials.
Yeah.
And to use them creatively.
So you also achieved something quite amazing in Dubai. It's called the Best Artist of the Year at the World Arts Dubai Art Show. Right? How was that experience for you?
It was an amazing experience, and very unexpectedly there are great artists that we share the planet with. So, and I couldn't take this award on my own. I have a remarkable team that I work with, and the guys, each one of them brings something really amazing to the table.
Yeah.
So I'm super grateful for that, and I could never take that award on my own. So you know, it's always going to be accredited to my team.
Yeah. So something quite interesting. You ended off the year with a banger. In November, your art was exhibited at the Florence Biennale art show, right? But then the interesting factor, your shoes were off when you're receiving the award.
Well, you can see I'm wearing shoes right now, and that's in respect to these beautiful people I share this country with. And so much respect to all the people in SA, but I walked onto the stage without shoes because I thought that was a...
You are truly an art exhibitor, eh?
The reason why, you know, great men walked in Florence before us, and we share this planet with remarkable people. So I just wanted to connect, you know, as a human soul. I felt the connection of the deep art heritage in Italy. Yeah. And I wanted to just walk onto the shows to show my appreciation and, you know, to connect. I was asked the question, why would you walk without shoes in the home of shoes? They said, Marco, you come to the home of shoes without shoes. And it was basically just to say thank you to God, because I'm super grateful for the opportunity that we have. I know that we arrive, and that's half the job done. Yeah. The more times you arrive, it does increase your odds, but you know, without God, we're nothing. So I want to say, obviously, and I wanted to use this opportunity also to say thank you for what he's done for us. Not only for me, but for my team.
And I think it's only fair that I continue to brag about your achievements as well. You also went on to win the Lorenzo Il Magnifico prize for sculpture. Just unpack that one for us.
Yeah, that was at the Biennale. It's the Michelangelo Artist of the Year, Sculptor of the Year award, which there's two big awards. It's obviously sculpture and painting. And I was very grateful that we got into that, you know, to be in that privileged position. And once again, it's accredited to the staff. You know, the guys work extremely hard.
Yeah. So then spotlight quickly on Amazing Grace and Dancing in the Moonlight. Let's talk a bit about that one.
Like all the pieces, they bring something different to the table, and they're inspired by, you know, by creative souls around us. And you know, your clients bring something really amazing all the time to the table. They come and they give us these ideas, so they're not always our own ideas. Yeah, people bring them to us, and they interact, and they tell us what they want, and we try and find that sweet spot for them.
Yeah. And I remember when we met earlier on, I said to you that your artwork is all over Johannesburg. And the first thing that you said to me is that God has been so great, right? Which functional sculpture would you say that you have created and take pride in? I know you've created many, but then I just need that one that you can actually brag about.
You know, the first thing that comes to mind, it's probably about the diversity of the faces, because if we see that all the people that we share the planet with bring something different to the table, and I'm also in a different journey of you know, of self-discovery and becoming the best version of myself. And the beautiful part of that is, as we grow as human beings, we don't have to bring people into our existence. They will gravitate towards you. As you are healing, you bring them into your space. So I would imagine maybe the face that's on Camps Bay Beach shares a lot of love and gives a lot of happy moments, you know what I mean? So, and that means a lot to me as an artist. Yeah. And it's bang center on the beach in Cape Town, and it's been there for a few years. So a lot of people associate me as an artist with that. But I mean, we're privileged that we're rolling out in a lot of countries. Yeah. And the beautiful thing is, it brings a certain amount of joy to people. And I'm grateful for the opportunity that it brings. Yeah. And the people that it connects you with.
And you being an artist, you have had your fair take on education, considering your qualification in aviation. Would you say that contributes to the motion in which we see in your sculptures and your artwork?
Absolutely. You know, these are all a network of wires that bring you to a special place of equipping yourself to be the best version of yourself. Yeah. So obviously the more skill in any industry, I mean, there's a golden rule. If you spend 10,000 hours really focusing on anything, you will evolve. You definitely will evolve. And then obviously find out, you know, people on a day-to-day basis give you feedback. When you put things out in the industry, people communicate with you. So you learn what people like. Yeah. And if you continue on that basis, you will start to tick more boxes on a continuous basis, and that really helps.
And I think it's very wise in which you say that you learn what actually people like. Marco, thank you so much for joining us here at Trendz Live. We're expecting to see more with your art exhibition. Keep on doing what you're doing. It's amazing. We love your sculptures. We see them around Johannesburg. And trust me, we're big fans of it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for the wonderful opportunity.
That is all that we had with me and Marco here to talk about all things sculptures, body shaping, and I'd say lady statue. We call them statue at Kasi, by the way. Let's go for a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned to Trendz Live. Welcome back to Trendz Live. Be sure to follow us on X is at Trendz on SABC. Now, ever wondered who paints the murals that bring color to the street buildings all over our cities? Well, once seen as a form of vandalism and illegal practice, street art has evolved into a beautiful culture. And Maboneng, a tourist attraction, hosts the largest collection of street arts in Johannesburg. Now, we embarked on a street art tour to discover what lies behind all these splendid wall designs. Let's go get more.
Welcome to Maboneng, one of the largest tourist attractions in Johannesburg. Believe it or not, this area was once a high crime hotspot until 2008, when a group of investors identified the neighborhood as what would be a great spine for an integrated social, creative and colorful community.
There's also a very special feature as one walks through Maboneng, and that is the graffiti. Give us a bit of background about the graffiti in Maboneng.
When they identified this area, it was all about bringing foot traffic and people back into the neighborhood. So color was one of the ways that he used to order to orchestrate or illustrate that, right? So because of the color in Maboneng, it has become the most frequently visited area in the neighborhood, and a lot of production crews come out here to shoot videos. Initially, graffiti started because it was a way of radicalism, right? In the gangs in America, in hip hop and that sort of stuff. It was a way of marking territory, right? So the culture of graffiti, of turning it from this informal culture into a formal culture, has seen an unspoken rule that some artists won't paint on another artist's wall. So the street art program has started changing the way in which graffiti is perceived by people from all different parts of life.
Tell us about the different textures and types of graffiti that can be found in Maboneng.
I think there's no limit to art. As a creative, your mind or the sky is the limit, right? So artists use different methods. Some of them would use paintbrush, some of them would use roller brush. You'll find artists who make incisions on the wall using grinders, using chemicals, using high pressure water machines. Those are different styles, different techniques and different methods and different sizes as well. Some artworks have been put on high buildings so that if you walk around the neighborhood, if you follow the artworks on the high buildings, you will still remember where you are, and you are able to also sort of know where your bearings and your coordination.
A stone throw away is the Madonsela Art House. Here, studio owner Thokozani Madonsela, also a mural artist, spends time creating thought-provoking art pieces.
So I comment a lot on social issues. You know, I feel like as artists we are very unique. We've got a voice that not a lot of people have. You know, so I focus a lot on addressing different challenges that we're faced with, from if it's load shedding or politics and all of those kind of things. But I also try to make pieces that make people feel good generally.
You're fascinated by putting your creativity on walls on the streets. How did that come about?
We never had mentors. I never knew any painters who could live off their art. You know, so part of my job is really educating the people, both from where I come from and then our black community, you know, whether it's townships, whether it's in the city. A lot of people are not familiar with this. You know, so me going out there and painting murals and street art is part of me trying to educate people about the art. I find it easy. You know, whenever I'm painting outside, I get questions from kids, from different kinds of people, really. You know, and I see it as an opportunity to educate. You know, which also translates to sales, and then and my growth as an artist. I really wish we could get more spaces, like legal spaces, where we can display the work and also just find a way to have people celebrate that, you know, whether it's through these tours that people do, where they take you around the city and show you the street art. I think we need to have more of those programs where people are consciously going out there to look at the street art, you know, in a very peaceful manner. I mean, there's beautiful works out there, but most of it is hidden, you know, most of it is in spaces that people are not comfortable to walk around.
The assumption is often that these mural artists paint the streets for zero financial gain. That narrative now has a facelift. Corporate companies, through street art programs, pay the artists for bringing life to dull buildings and provide the equipment needed. This also gives the artists recognition, exposing them to future ventures.
Walls create barriers, but if you put an artwork on a wall, it's no longer a barrier. It's a story, you know. And if you can take your craft and turn it into a business, you never have to work a day in your life.
Walking around the area of Maboneng and seeing these artworks around, it's nice because it's given the place a vibrancy, created a creative space for artists to showcase their talent.
I love the fact that you don't see the same type of graffiti when you walk down the streets of Maboneng. You see different types of stories, see different types of creativity coming through as well.
Sometimes the artworks are a reflection, or the graffiti is a reflection of the stories that are untold and told in Johannesburg. Some of it is fun, some of it is commentary. I just find it to be interesting, unique and beautiful. So it makes the experience feel like you're walking through a street gallery.
Previously dilapidated buildings turned into art galleries. These walls indeed speak, bringing cultures to life on the streets of Maboneng through graffiti. Well done, guys.
And that's all that we had in store for you on today's edition of Trendz Live. We saw the art streets work. We spoke about art in sculptures. We spoke about Song of the Year. We've done it all, and I think it's time for us to say goodbye. Thank you so much for tuning in to Trendz Live. Don't forget to get us on X. Is Trendz on SABC. Tomorrow is the kickoff of AFCON. Bafana, we wish you all the best. Mara guys, just for this year, please bring back the cup. Good luck to the boys. From me, Tisetso Masike, and the amazing team behind the camera, goodbye and God bless. Mudimukyo. Take care. Mwah.